ABC, it's Ron. Thanks for stopping by. Well, I got a nice little pile of vinyl to show today. I think I got about 12 pieces to show. And yeah, it's been a nice rainy couple of weeks here in Phoenix. Last week we had like 3 days of rain, and we had some more rain this week. And it's cold in the high country. I think I heard Flagstaff was expected to get 20 inches of snow, and that's in the city, so that's a lot. And in fact, I was out towards Mesa area yesterday, and I was looking way over to the east where Apache Junction is, and it's have the Superstition Mountains, and I could see the Superstition Mountains was dusted with snow. So yeah, it's getting chilly. So I hope everybody's been doing well. And yeah, I got some reissues to show. I've got some originals to show. I went to Black Friday, Record Store Day, and I went late, several hours after it started, and I just wasn't into it this year. There was one piece I would have liked to have picked up, and that was the Runaways Live in Japan album. That one, would be nice to have an original of it, but I don't really care that much about having an original, so the Record Store Day reissue would be a nice pickup. But I didn't even see one of those. Those probably disappeared real quick. But anyway, that was really the only thing I was kind of interested in. This year was kind of a dud for me. Just not much 60s stuff, at least not what I saw. There may have been some stuff gotten out, but I didn't see it. But anyway, let's get going. I do have 2 Record Store Day pieces to show from Record Store days of long ago. And the first one is from 2014. And it's the Yardbirds, Sounds I Heard. This is a European import. And it was put out by Easy Action label. And it's tracks from the Glimpses CD box set. It's all rarities like, you know, it's got like Honey in Your Hips, Studio, Louise, I Wish You Would, Smokestack Lightning, Evil Hearted You. It's got like BBC tracks. That's on, all that stuff's like on side 1. And then side 2 it gets more into the psychedelic era, 66, 68 time frame. It's got more BBC. It's got a Think About It single version. Dazed and Confused, BBC 68. And here's the tracks. And this is the label. He also included a 45 of BBC version of White Summer, 1968. And the other Record Store Day ghost that I picked up was Pink Floyd, Interstellar Overdrive. And this is a limited edition of 4,000 copies. It's a previously unreleased version of Interstellar Overdrive, and 180 gram vinyl, and supposedly recorded on Halloween night or Halloween 1966, previously unreleased. It's one-sided. Totally blank on the B-side. It's just a one-sided 12-inch. Sounded really good, and also included an inner sleeve. And also there's a couple of goodies included. Postcard of the band. And a poster. Alright, this next one is a reissue of the Mutantes. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce the title of this album, it's all in Portuguese. And this is their third album from 1970. This is a European reissue on Vinyl Lovers, 180 gram. This sounded superb. You cannot go wrong with this pressing, it just sounded fantastic. So the band was still in their psych mode for this album, but they were kind of starting to move into a more progressive psych sound, and eventually they just go full on progressive. But this is the first three are the ones that I have now, and I understand those are the ones to have. So very, very cool album. Look into it. It's all sung in Portuguese except for maybe one track. There's kind of a blues song that the female does, and the rest of it's all in Portuguese. I picked up a reissue of the third Deviants album. This is a European reissue. Here's the hype sticker. This sounded really good too. And it's on colored vinyl. It's on Real Gone music label. I think this album's better than their second album, Disposable. Disposable's pretty patchy. It does have some really good tracks on it. But overall, this album is really good. So I would say the first album and the third album are the two best. Okay, one more reissue. And this is the latest pressing of Cream live at the Royal Albert Hall. 3 LP set. It does not include, on the DVD, if you have the DVD, it includes the track Badge, as well as Sitting on Top of the World. Now those are not on the album, but the album features an alternate take of Sleepy Time Time. If anybody knows there's a hidden Easter egg on that Cream Live at the Royal Hall DVD, let me know. I've never looked into it. I wouldn't be surprised if there is one there somewhere. Yeah, here's the vinyl. It's got a picture of each band member on side 1, and then side 2 it has the track information. So this is 180 gram vinyl, and it's a Dutch pressing. Sounded superb. Just really great. So the original of this came out in 2005 in the US, and it was on black vinyl, and then it was reissued on Record Store Day a while back on colored vinyl. So it's got these nice inner sleeves, cardboard. So what else we got in here? Oh, insert. I really like the green and yellow color scheme they did for this album. On the original it was the red cover, and I really like this color scheme better. Okay. Now before we get going with some original stuff, I'm going to show you a poster that I picked up. I went into the record store and this guy, the owner, he had a whole box of like posters and stuff sitting out on the counter that he brought from home. And he just, they relocated into a different shop and he was kind of going through trying to decide, what he wanted maybe to put on the wall or whatever he was doing. But he pulled out a poster and he asked me if I was interested in it. And I told him, yeah, some posters I'm interested in. So he showed me this and I said, wow, yeah, I'll take that. So what it is, it's a promo poster for this album, Electric Prunes, Mass in F minor. It's in VG condition. It's got some staining from a candle on it, and it's got some weird spots here and there and some tape. That's mainly on the back of it. The front itself is nice. So, Awake in Billboard Naturally. To Wall Color in A Spectacular Display Dream. Oh, a Spectacular Display Drama. Sorry, I didn't really read it. Wall to Wall. This is really cool. Hopefully you're getting it all. So yeah, it was probably in a press kit or sent out, for a record store use or whatever, but really cool. Okay. Now, a few videos back I showed you my psychedelic postcards, and in the background I was playing this album. It's Malachi, Holy Music. Released in 1967, recorded in August of '66 in one day. And Malachi, his real name is John Newburn. He's a Tibetan Buddhist. And was released on Verve. Allen Ginsberg, the poet, did some of the liner notes. And so Muscles features Steve Cunningham on Jew's harp, who would go on to be in the Red Crayola in Texas. So yeah, Evening Vibrations, recorded Wednesday, August 17th, 1966. And this is not a really that great of an album. It's more like background music. The music's real sparse, and it's historically important as it's early psych. So this was actually recorded even before, a couple of months before the Deep album came out. So that's how early it is. But they were definitely exploring what psychedelic music could be, but I don't think they quite grasped it. It's in that realm, but it was so early and experimental at that time. I don't think they really knew what they were doing. They're just trying to come up with something. It's interesting for what it is, but it's not terribly psychedelic. Like I said, it's more just gentle background music, but very interesting and historic. This next one I picked up for less than half price of what it's worth, and it's the first album by Kran. And they're a German krautrock band. This is their first album, and just a beautiful cover, near mint original cover. And I am not going to attempt to I'm not sure what label this would be. It's the one with the egg. I should have investigated the label more. I can't think of the name of the label, and I don't really see it offhand. But very, very good, interesting, excellent album. And the second track on side one is called MC Escher, after the artist. So yeah, very, very cool. The first two are the ones to have. After that, they went more into a jazz rock direction. But the first two were more prog psych. So yeah, I was pleased to get this. And it's interesting, the original band name that they wanted was going to be Kraftwerk. And then they found out, oh, there's already a Kraftwerk. We got to come up with another name. So they liked the name Kran. I don't know where they heard that word, but it's interesting that Kran actually in Dutch means faucet. Okay, this next one is a Trogs album that in the UK the title was Mixed Bag, but in France the album was called Hiphooray. And this is more their later 67 time frame, 68 time frame stuff. A lot of it's from 45s. In fact, this is actually a collection. It's on the Black Fontana label. This is an original. And so most of this stuff come off of either US or UK 45s. Now the US 45s and the UK 45s were not parallel. There were differences. So that's why some of it's US and some of it's UK. But there are 3 songs on here that are exclusive to this album. And one of them was Off the Record, which is basically just studio chit-chat. It's not really a song. It's sort of a song, but it's like a goofball song. And it's got a really cool song that Reg Presley sang, Purple Shades. The lyrics are extremely psychedelic. The music not so much, but the lyrics are very trippy. And then there's another one called Heads or Tails, and that's kind of like a garagey, heavy rock tune. Very cool. So yeah, interesting album, and glad to own it. A lot of that stuff I'd never heard before. Okay, this next one is I got an original early first press of Traffic, second album, and this is a UK copy, and it's got the booklet attached like the US does, but it's a little bit different on the inside compared to the US. The US has the lyrics, and this one doesn't. The pictures are kind of on opposite pages sometimes compared to the US, and this particular photo is in blue, whereas in the US it's not. And it is on the pink eye. Really good condition too. Excellent, nice, clean. So, really glad to get this. It sounded superb. So, I'm going to trade in my US copy, and this is going to be my keeper. Okay, I got two more. And I just flipped the album over, and the album that we're actually listening to is Mythos. That was that German krautrock album that Neko sent me. And I want to make a note now. Now I was trying to describe it in the VCLT video, and I said it had an Oriental flavor, and I didn't mean like Japanese music or anything. Oriental, I meant Oriental means Eastern. So that first track we heard is called Oriental Journey. Not the first track, but the second track we heard is Oriental Journey. And it's got some sitar and tabla. It's more Indian. So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, this next one I got is a UK pressing of Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. And this is fairly early. This album came out in '66. This is a 1968 pressing. And this is what the labels look like. This thing is super clean. I got a really good price on it. So 2 LP, all 4 sides are real clean. Nice cover. And so this is, you know, really great album. And it's got the original photos on the inside. So it's got the photo of the actress, Claudia Cardsdale, I think that's how you pronounced her name. And she was in the Pink Panther movie with David Nevin. So, very cool. Sure, you know, she didn't give permission for her photo to be used. So, you know, like all copies around the world, eventually her photo was removed, because her lawyers were threatening to sue. But she probably would have taken some money, but I don't think Columbia wanted to pay them. Alright, this last one is an Exploito on the Alshire label by the Black Diamonds, and it's a tribute to Jimi Hendrix. Now this came out in 1970, 1971, depending on which source you look at online. And here's the label. The vinyl's like near mint. Super clean. So, yeah, it's got the original company sleeve with it. Yeah, look at these titles, you know, it's definitely sort of Jimmy related titles. Hazy Color, Purple Haze, Flame, Fire, Lady Wolf, Foxy Lady, Experienced You, Are You Experienced, Burp Gun, Machine Gun, Hey Horse, Hey Joe. A few of these I haven't figured out what they are yet, but there they are. If you know what the other song titles will be, let me know. So yeah, this is pretty interesting in the fact that it's actually the animated egg that's been repackaged. So it's the exact tracks on the animated egg, which was actually from the id sessions done by Jerry Cole, and Alshire bought the rights to the music, and they repackaged that stuff so many times. But it's the same as the animated egg, except they shuffled the song order around and changed the titles. So yeah, I was glad to get that because I didn't have the animated egg album, so now I got the music at least. So yeah, I got a good price on that too, very excellent price. So that's gonna do it, and hope you enjoyed listening to Mythos and the showing. And that's gonna do it, everybody. Take care and see you next time. Bye.